Milling in Meldreth dates back nearly 1,000 years to when it was first documented in the Domesday Book in 1086, with the first recording of Topcliffe Mill in 1780. Now out of working use, but complete with all of the original machinery, the owners of Topcliffe Mill still feel people in Meldreth should remember what was once there.
Obviously, at one time it would have been really important to the village, I guess it's part of the village's history now. So it's a good example of what was here in the past. There were a number of mills on this river, and we're lucky to have this one still standing. I'm interested in history anyway, so I think it's really important. I think we can learn a lot about ourselves and the places we live in by looking at the past.
There were originally 8 mills present in Meldreth, but the historical features and records that come with Topcliffe make this one particularly memorable.
I think it's unique in the amount of history that we've got, the amount of documents and written history that we've got associated with the mill. Because it was owned for about 400 years by St Thomas's Hospital in London, there are a lot of records dating from that time that we can go and look at, and they really build up a picture of the mill and the people who worked here. We've got surveys of what the buildings were like. Sometimes they mention what the miller was like. So it's really fascinating to delve into all that. It makes it more than just a building then, because if you look at the people who worked here, it can really bring the building to life.
The mill would have formerly been used for grinding grain into flour, and this is something the owners of Topcliffe are keen to remind people.
I think it's important, particularly for young people and children, to discover that the food we eat doesn't just come from Tesco's or the kitchen cupboard, but actually comes from the fields and is produced by a process that is very tangible, that you can see and connect with.
And the opportunity to see inside Topcliffe gave some locals the chance to reconnect with their youth.
In actual fact, it takes me back to my childhood. When I was a kid, we got bread, we got the flour, we got chased off a few times by one of the ladies that used to own it, but it's seeing it in its state. It brings back memories of what it used to be like.
Topcliffe Mill is privately owned, which means they do not have the resources to permanently open it up to the public. But does this mean local people miss out on remembering Meldreth's heritage?
I don't think so. Those people can come if they want to when we do open it. In recent years we've opened it for other village organisations as well, such as the church, Friends of Holy Trinity, that sort of thing. I have had people who've traced their family history back to millers who worked here, and they've got in touch with me and they've come to see it at other times. We have groups from the church, from the school, coming, the preschool. We've had scouts in, so there are other opportunities.
Topcliffe Mill was opened as part of National Mills Weekend, which celebrated a number of old working mills both in Cambridgeshire and across the country. This is Katura Sestine for That's TV.